Hey, it is another beautiful day. We've got Ashley here, as you know, otherwise as Evelyn Carter, and then I am here today with Chase, which is actually pretty funny because I didn't even know that was your real name.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. No, you'd be shocked at. And I always introduce myself as Chase. Like I'm not walking around, hi, I'm Bam Bam, I give my legal government name, but everybody seems so caught off guard when I tell them, no, my real name is Chase.
Well,
And I
because a
don't-
lot of people don't do that.
Well, and they just call me Bam, right? And dude, like even I have friends and family that I have known, especially friends that I have known for almost 20 years now, that all of a sudden, once I started this, they call me Bam.
Right.
I have a cousin, he's 3 years younger than me. We grew up as brothers. Him and all his friends, I'm Bam. And it's like, dude, I've been Chase for so long, but it's all in good fun.
That's awesome. And we're here today with After the Three Count, where we're going to go nice and deep into our lives just to kind of pull back the veil a little bit. We're not going to be giving away any wrestling secrets, but we're just going to be talking about ourselves, getting to know each other, especially with this being our first episode. But yeah.
And I think, the really cool thing about us is we, unknowingly to ourselves, we grew up right down the road from each other.
Right.
And so you're from Terrell, correct? Is that where you originally grew up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And in what year did you graduate?
2012.
2012. Okay. So I grew up in Forney. I was class of 2015. So we were around the same time.
So young.
I will never forget. I will never forget my junior year. Forney was never good at football. We were never good. But there were a couple games a year that we knew that we could win. And Terrell was always one of them.
Yes, it was.
Yep, Terrell was always one of them. And I will never forget, I think the score, we might have been up by maybe 3, and there's only about a minute and a half left in the game, and we think we win, right? This is our first win. We're probably 1-6 at this point. We need this win. And I will never forget, I had my back to the field. I was doing something with my helmet, and I hear the crowd on the other side of the stands erupt. And I turn around just on time to see y'all's kick returner running down our sideline. And that is my biggest memory that I have from Terrell High School is we thought we had the one win that we would get a year. Nope, we didn't even get that win. No.
Oh, I'm sure we erupted. Finally, when it gets funny.
Finally. And then you guys got good all of a sudden.
Yeah, we
Like-
did. Like, I remember when I was in high school, I honestly don't remember our record, but I remember we weren't that good because while you were out there on the football field, I was in the stands. Not trying to be Taylor Swift, but I was in the stands. I was a percussionist. I was on drumline.
Okay.
And so I just distinctly remember, I don't know why a 17, 16-year-old is complaining about this, but I distinctly remember, like, why is football fun, getting all these funds and the band kids don't get squat? And but like, what? I'm not paying for it. What does it matter? I don't know why I was complaining about
Well,
that.
and what's funny is like our fine arts department at Forney was always highly regarded. It was always way up
Yeah.
there, but football was it. And even though we would finish off the year 3-8 just about every single year, and we would go, we'll get them next year. For whatever reason, football was always a top priority. And dude, our band won state. Like,
Same.
I don't know how many times in a row.
Right.
Our choir, sing high, sing low, go choir, go. I was in choir.
Oh, okay.
Our choir was amazing. Like, all of our fine arts programs were awesome. But football, and I think it's just a Texas thing, right?
Oh,
like,
for sure.
I think it's just a Texas high school football thing. But I never, and it's pretty funny. We were bad. I cannot emphasize this enough. We were bad.
I think that's why that upset us so much, because we couldn't win over y'all. And it's like, what the heck is going on?
We were bad. And I kid you not, every single game after halftime, half the stand gone.
Wow.
And it's just because of those the band kid parents were
Man,
there
that sounds
to watch
like some
them.
wrestling shows I've been to.
I know,
Intermission,
right?
half of them leave.
Yep, half of them go. Yep. So, I don't know. I'll never quite understand that. And things have changed a lot, since that point. It's almost been 10 years since I graduated.
Yeah.
And, Adrian Peterson's younger brother. So he's a professional football player in the NFL. Do you know who Adrian Peterson is?
No.
No? Okay.
I ain't even going to lie to you. No, I don't.
So he did. I think he played for the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know who he plays for now. He's an amazing running back. Well, his younger brother is a quarterback for Forney now. So things are changing. Like Forney went pretty well into the playoffs last year, but dude, their fine arts programs are always always best of the best.
And why does it always feel like every time, or not every time because you only leave once, but why does it always feel like whenever you get out of the school system, you go away for a while, especially like someone like me, I moved to Dallas when I was 18 and I've lived there ever since. Every time I come back to Terrell, because my best friend still lives there, it's always something new and something better. And I'm just like, what? Where was this when I was there? And it makes me kind of start reminiscing and actually missing the way things used to be. Like, call me an old head or whatever you want, but like, I like the simplicity of whatever. And because now Terrell is just booming.
Oh, it's
Forney
insane.
is
Forney is.
booming.
I mean, the building that we're sitting in right now, the OC here in Forney. Could you imagine if we had this kind of stuff in high school?
The closest thing we got to was the Performing Arts Center, the PAC in Terrell.
Yeah.
Like when that got built, everyone lost their mind. Just because it had like it has the biggest like theatrical stage in Texas or something like that. And I'm like, I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, really? But then I actually go to other theaters and they're so small. I'm like, oh crap, you're right.
Yeah, it makes you realize how nice that one really is.
For sure.
But it is. I mean, it's crazy. Just the growth of, Terrell, Forney. Kaufman County as a whole. It's insane how much all this is growing. And I mean, you said before you got here, you just came from Dallas. And how long did it take you to get here from Dallas? What?
If there wasn't traffic, I would have gotten here in like 25, 30 minutes. But it took me over an hour.
Yeah. So it'll at least double your drive, right? And it's all right when you're coming back into Forney. And so like I don't know if it's necessarily like a structural thing, like if we just completely outgrew the city before we were ready to, because I mean you go to Dallas and there's 2, 3, 4 times as many people in Dallas, but things will continue to keep moving. Right. So I don't know if it's just the infrastructure thing, but regardless, it is crazy how much has changed in Forney and especially Terrell, like over there where they're doing the Buc-ee's and everything.
Man.
Like, dude, that was nothing but fields.
Nothing.
Forever. And they used to have one little liquor store that was inside that gas station. I think was it a Shell gas station?
It might have been the Cowboy gas station.
It was the Cowboy gas station. Anybody who grew up in Terrell or Forney is like, yep, the Cowboy gas station.
And they know the black gentleman that would always hang outside there, dressed to the nines with the hat and the feather, like
always looking, always looking good.
Mr. Cowboy, like such a dapper gentleman. So you still live in Forney?
So I do, yep. So I did live in Dallas, just like yourself. I was there for probably about 3 years, and then before that, I did live in Mississippi for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. So I went to school. I tore my ACL. This would have been September 2016. I tore it in August of 16. I was supposed to go to Germany that November. I was supposed to go wrestle in Germany for a month. Of course, I tear my ACL the day before my 20th birthday. So happy birthday to me. That's an easy way to transition out of your teens with a torn ACL.
You understand what I've been going through lately.
Oh, absolutely. I 1000% understand. So I decided to go to the school route there for a little while.
Nice.
I went to Ole Miss.
Dang. Okay. How were those football games?
Oh, my gosh. They were so much fun. I had a little bit too much fun at the University of Ole Miss. So it was time for Chase to come home. So I did. I came home.
Now, did you tell yourself that, or did mom and dad be like, hey,
I told myself that.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, mom and dad, I think they were pretty well aware of how much fun I was having, so they were on board with me coming back. But yeah, so I moved back. So I was completely, I wanted to almost step away from wrestling completely at that point.
So when did you, so you went from football to, so what was that jump from football to wrestling? Like what did it for you?
What did it for me?
Yeah.
So I actually had a high school football coach. He was trained by Booker T.
Ooh.
And his family always ran like a summer training camp that I would go to, and it was called Athletes by Barnes. Barnes was their last name. Kenny Barnes is the man that would always run it, and he had a son named Brett. Well, Brett was training down in Houston with Booker T. And so he was always telling us about his son. That was a professional wrestler that, he was training with Booker T and he had done this on WWE. And so, at this point in my life, I got out of wrestling probably around the age of like 12 or 13, just because none of my friends were really into it anymore.
At that age, you start falling out of it because that's when they start nitpicking and being critics. And it's like, it's not real. It's like,
yep, exactly. So I got more interested in football and all that stuff. Well, it was the summer going into my sophomore year. Brett was actually going to be coaching at our school the following year. So he came and did the summer course with us. So I met him for the first time there. And so that kind of re-piqued my interest in wrestling.
Yeah.
And then once football season rolled around, I got to work with him a lot, like one-on-one. I played offensive and defensive line, and he was our line coach. So I would work with him, and then he was also my track coach. So I did disc and shot and track. So honestly, the only reason I did track that year was I could talk to him about wrestling.
Okay.
And so sometime around my junior year, I told him, I was like, hey, this is something that I think I would be interested in doing. And he was like, okay, he was like, you got the build for it. You got the size. He was pretty short. He was only about 5'7". So he specifically told me, he said, you have everything that I have plus the height that I don't have.
Okay.
So I think you can, absolutely you can do this. He told me, finish out your senior year of football and then we'll talk. I'd started on varsity my freshman and sophomore year. Like I was football driven, from the age of 12, I thought I was going to go play Division I football somewhere and then go to the pros. That was
a typical Southern boy's dream.
Exactly. Until I met this professional wrestler that happened to be my football coach.
A typical indie wrestler's dream.
Yep. So I went to one day of practice my junior year, and the next day I went and turned in my pads. Yep. And I told the head coach what I was doing, and I let Brett know, hey, just to let you know, I went ahead and, turned in my pads. And as we've touched on, we were not very good at football. So I think ultimately that was the best decision because who's to say, if I wasn't going to go to school anywhere by this point. I was way undersized for the position that I played, and I wasn't willing to blow up to 350 pounds
well, that's
to
the thing
play
about
that position.
Football players, you have to be that big, and those are still children, and it's like, it's so unhealthy to try and maintain that weight. Like, it tears your body down so much. I remember my boyfriend, he's very big man. He's very large. He's very.
And I believe I met him before.
You did.
Times. Okay, yeah.
Branch. And so,
that's a cool name. I like that. Branch.
He always tells me these stories, and I know they're true because he's an honest man, and plus a lot of people that were around him at the time told me this as well. But, you've seen how big he is. Apparently, he was like double that.
Yeah.
And he was a football player. And he was on his way. I think he did like a back in the day when the Cowboys would have that open tryout, like you didn't even have to be.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He did one of those.
Oh, okay, yeah, because they're always looking for walk-ons.
Yeah, walk-on, that's what it's called. And so he did that, and they actually wanted him.
Wow.
But they said he needed to go play in this specific division to get some like dirt under his feet or whatever. And he's just like, nah.
Yeah.
Like, no. I'm not doing this. Like, you think I'm good now. Just like, take me now.
Yeah. Just let me be on the practice squad, dude.
Exactly.
And those practice squad players, they make 6 figures a year.
Right.
Yep. You just go to practice every single day, get beat up by the superstars, and then you still make 6 figures. And
man, that sounds like wrestling training.
I know, right? Could you imagine?
We
could be professional trainees for 6 figures a year. Sign me up.
Man, I wish. I would take all them hits and all them bumps. Give me.
But I mean, it is crazy. Like I just was not willing to blow up to 330 pounds, and like I was always a chunky kid growing up, so I always had that fat kid mentality, and there was just no way. I mean, looking back, I don't know. I could have, went ahead and blown up to 300 pounds and been a defensive one, left tackle and be playing in NFL right now. Or I could have blown up 300 pounds, have a heart attack and not be here, develop diabetes, it just wasn't worth it for me. So, and I'd missed half my sophomore year, tore my meniscus, and then I had a back injury my junior year. So I missed half of both of those years. So I hadn't played a full year in 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't have schools looking at me. I didn't have anything going on. So unless I had just a super, super stellar senior year, then which, like I said, we were not very good for the thousandth time.
So you just had so much stuff stacked against you.
Yeah,
That it's
and
like, why bother?
And exactly. And I was like, my luck, I just go ahead and finish it out. Let's play my senior year, and I tear my ACL, or something catastrophic happens.
Yep.
And then that's just putting back my wrestling plan by even 8 or 9 more months. And then I was a 17-year-old kid, dude. I was ready to start wrestling right then and there. So I did. Brett linked me up with a group of guys. They're called the Christian Wrestling Federation. They're still around in like the Rockwall area. CWF.
Are those the shady ones?
No, not them.
Okay.
No,
because I know there's another similar one that's shady.
Yeah, CWF is good people.
See, on this podcast, we talk about all the dirty. We're not going to care.
This
about
is unfiltered.
politics.
We don't care. Yep.
So growing up in Forney, you still live in Forney.
Mm-hmm.
You had this passion for wrestling since you were 17. You got into it when you were really young. Have you had that moment yet where you're walking around Forney and people recognize you? Have you had that recognition moment yet as a wrestler?
I have.
Okay.
And it's really cool. I think, honestly, not trying to sound like a mark for myself, but the coolest moment I've ever had fan interaction-wise was I was in Fort Worth, and we were walking around 7th Street, and my best friend Austin was like, dude, that guy has your shirt on. And I was like, my shirt? I wasn't even thinking wrestling, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, he doesn't. Like, my shirt? What do you mean he has my shirt on? I thought maybe we had the same shirt on, or, well, I turn and look, and sure enough, he's wearing a gold Girls and Glory shirt.
You should have just stood right next to him and just be like...
And so I looked at him, and he looked across, and we made eye contact, and he was like, bam, bam, and like called all his friends over.
Oh my gosh.
And like so that was probably the coolest like fan interaction that I've had. You know? But here in Forney, yeah, I've had kids stop me in grocery stores, parents ask for pictures, and so that's a little different because, and I'm sure yourself included, if somebody would have told you that one of, if not the main wrestling company that you wrestle for would be 10 minutes from Terrell,
I wouldn't have believed it.
No, not at all. If somebody would have told me this was coming to Forney, the OC, TSW, everything, I would have laughed. I would have never thought. So to have all of this kind of...
That's a dream come true for you.
Yeah, kind of land in my lap.
Kismet.
Yeah.
Meant to be.
Yeah, I can't complain whatsoever.
I feel like that's a good driving factor why Randy keeps pushing us to be faces for the company, because granted, I'm not their champion, but you could say you're the homegrown hero. You could say I'm the homegrown enemy because I'm an enemy of Forney.
Yeah, that is true. But we'll include you, dude. You're close enough. Terrell Forney, close enough.
Excellent. Like people are aware of it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that was a good experience you had with a fan. I'm curious to know what's the worst experience you had with a fan?
I had a lady in Tennessee. So I was 19 at the time. This was my either first or second trip to Tennessee. I'd gotten booked on a show up there that they would run like Wednesday through Saturday. So we would go once a month and go make the loop. And the first time we went, I was going to be in the car. That was it. Just, shake hands. Well, I ended up getting booked on every single show that time, and they told me to come back again. So the second time we go to Tennessee, I want to say we are we are right outside of Nashville, somewhere in that small little town, and I'm the heel. I'm coming out. Dude, I have this old lady hawk a loogie directly at me and smacks me right in the chest. And it's not like this is after the match to where I can go running through the curtain, find a towel, wipe off. No, I had to get in the ring. So I just have this big old loogie just going slowly down my chest, and I'm trying to no-sell it because I don't want her to get the satisfaction to know that I'm
You're not going to reward that with negative attention?
But, dude, I think I was turning red. I think there was steam coming out of my ears. Like, that was pretty rough. Now, granted, I was still in character, and we're still inside the building, so I don't necessarily, I haven't had a crazy fan, come chase me down to my car or anything quite like that. But if I think of a negative fan interaction, that's
the first one.
The only one. Have you ever had one?
Oh, yeah.
Let's spill the beans. Let's hear it.
So, two. I've had two. I've had other ones that were smaller, but the the two ones that stand out the most. And I want to say they stand out the most because I didn't necessarily get so angry as I did scared. Because it was one time that I was wrestling at Sword Championship Wrestling in the Dallas area. And after my match, I was the champion at the time there. And so it was after my match. I was a heel. No big deal. Like, I was one of those heels that people love to hate you. So after the match, I talked my trash, left. And as I left the ring, left the area where the ring was, and I was walking to the locker room, which isn't very far. But I see this big man, easily 6'4", and like I'm 5'9", but it's just like 6'4", massive. And he's just like, Evelyn, oh man, that was awesome. Da, da, da. At first I'm like, oh yeah, cool, get out of my face.
Of course, yeah.
Because I'm trying to get to the back.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, can I get a picture? And I'm like, no. But he kept pursuing.
Yeah.
And it got to the point to where my nose meant no.
Yeah.
He followed me into the locker room. And I even threatened him. I said, if you come closer to me, I'm going to kick you right in your nuts, dude.
Yeah, dude. Like, what?
Like, I was scared because he was very close to me, easily a foot. And he just kept getting closer. And I'm over here just like, I've got my students on the side of me. They don't know what to do because they're students. But I'm just like, they learned a good lesson that day.
Yeah.
Protect your friends. Protect your talent.
And I don't know. I'll never quite understand that with... And I guess maybe this is probably, a broader issue, like the amount of disrespect that you guys as female talent have to go through with fans, strictly just fans. And that's not anybody inside the business. I mean, that is just fans on that, it's ridiculous what you guys have to deal with.
Just wait till the second story.
Oh, it's
even
okay.
better.
Well, you got me all juiced up now. What is it?
So, but after that first incident, now we actually do have people walking us to the back if it is like an open space. Yeah. But so the worst incident, in my opinion, it was when I went over to the UK last year. Yeah, last September. Went over to the UK. I did a double. I wrestled in Newcastle on a Friday night, which shout out to Contract Pro Wrestling. They're incredible. And then I came down to Mitcham, which is like about 4-hour train ride south. It was more near the centralized London area. And so it was at the second show, BEW. I loved my match. Oh my God. I wrestled this girl called the Protege, and she was just, I love being a face sometimes. So it's just like, it was so nice being a face that time. But yeah, no, we only had maybe 5 minutes we literally met each other and had 5 minutes before we had to go out. And I still had to put my gear on. I had to put the makeup on and all that stuff because our train ran late. And so we're just like, hi, I'm Evelyn. Oh, you're the Protege? Cool.
We're working.
Like, don't hit me here, but we're good.
Yeah.
And go out there. We have a banger. Come back. And so I go out there during intermission. I meet all these fans, and it was really humbling and flattering that a lot of those people were actually looking forward to me coming over. Like, I didn't know that
awesome.
They were already aware of me, and I'm like, dang, you're aware of me across the pond? That's dope.
Yeah.
And they and honestly, it was really because of AEW Dark. Like, that was it. That's what made them notice me. And I'm like, y'all really watch this stuff. And so intermission, there's this one guy. Keep in mind, this show is in a brewery, so it's kind of cool, but beer.
Drinks are going. Yeah.
So he's starting to get a little drunk. So, but during intermission, he was fine, no big deal. He was excited, took a picture with him, whatever. At the end of the night, we're all out there, and it's not just me there. Other people from our organization there, like about two other ladies, one wrestler and one mother of a wrestler, and then we had other guys there, and this guy, I distinctly remember I believe it was Dante Smiley, but I remember AJ the Future. He was right next to me, and I remember distinctly that he was next to me because good old drunk buddy came up, wanted another hug, and at this point I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, I know who you are. Gave him a hug, and over there they like kiss on the cheek.
Yeah,
cool. Sure. He gave me a kiss on the cheek. It started going closer and closer, and he started literally pulling my body into him. And so I actually
I shoved him off, and I'm like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
And AJ actually got in between us and said, hey, man, go over there. Get away.
Yeah.
And so he goes over there. AJ's mom's there because AJ, he was like 17 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
He goes over there. He grabs AJ's mom's butt. He goes over to C-Rex, who was there as well. Does the same thing to her. Tries to stick his tongue in her mouth. And I didn't see all this stuff happen because as soon as it happened to me, I went upstairs. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this crap. And as soon as I go upstairs, Cece comes up and she tells me, yeah, that just happened to me too. And I'm like, what? And so we're just like, dang, these people are crazy. And then the promoter just bursts upstairs. He's like, Evelyn, why didn't you tell me this happened? I would have taken care of it. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, first of all, don't fucking yell at me. Sorry for cussing, but I got mad. I'm like, first of all, don't.
We can fix it in post.
Thank goodness. We'll bleep it out. But like, don't you dare yell at me like it was my fault. I was very uncomfortable because you got fight, flight, or freeze. I'm predominantly freeze.
Yeah.
But like, don't you dare yell at me like this.
Yeah.
And I told him, like, you were downstairs that whole time. It is not a big room. There's no way you weren't
That you
aware.
didn't know something was going on.
These are your fans. You
Yeah.
know how your fans act.
Yeah.
Like, don't even do that. So, yeah, that was a fun experience.
Yeah.
And then I don't know why, but me and Cece, we were actually warned to stay upstairs until everyone else left.
Really?
They wouldn't tell us why. And so I'm just like, what's going on? But yeah, so those were the two scary moments I had. But I have had good moments as well.
Yeah.
I haven't had that recognition yet, but my absolute favorite thing. Well, I believe I did. I believe I was in Buc-ee's one time, and I literally heard someone yell, Evelyn. And I turn around, I'm like, but like no one came up to me, and I'm like, I heard that. Like I know I heard that. But anyway, my favorite thing is, and you can say this is cliche, you can say this is cheesy, but my absolute favorite thing is that after my matches, heel or face, it doesn't matter. These little girls run up to me and they just hug me so hard and they are so happy. I had this one little girl give me a bracelet. Like she didn't say two words, but she was so shy, but she would always come up to me after she doesn't go to our shows anymore, which is really upsetting, but she would always come up to me and like hug me and that's it. And she would just
not say a single word.
She would hug, nod, smile, and go back because
Yeah.
she was shy. But then one day she just comes up and she gives me a bracelet, and I still have it. And like I see it all the time in my jewelry box. And I'm just like, that was the cutest moment ever, and I absolutely love that. But yeah, I absolutely love it when kids come up to me, whether it is a boy or girl, because they love it, and like that is why I love wrestling so much. Like it's so physically challenging, but I love putting on a show.
Yeah.
I love, again, cheesy, I love being an inspiration for women saying, hey, you can do this.
Yeah.
You can be my size and do this. Because I was a bit bigger back then. I was a little more, I was a little chunky and muscular. And so it's like, you can look like me and you can wrestle.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a diva. You don't have to do all that stuff. Like you can wrestle like this.
Yeah, and there's no cookie cutter design on
Not anymore.
You know, on male anymore. Yeah, on male or female. You know, there's so many different body types out there, and you know, to have it labeled as you need fitness models or you need, you know, people who look like they could be professional actors. Well, that's not always going to be the case. And, you know, so in the circle back around to the kid thing, like, dude, that is my absolute favorite in the entire world. So my shoot job, I'm a personal trainer.
Yes.
So at the gym that I help manage the gym, and then I also just train full time there. We have a small little room set up where the kids can come and hang out. So like parents will bring their kids in. Well, some of these kids have come to a few of our TSW tapings. And so
Excellent.
as soon as I walk in the gym, it's just a bunch of little mini people running towards me and grabbing me. And, dude, they'll help me do things around the gym. I'm going to get in trouble for child labor laws, but
I mean, 4K or it didn't happen, you know?
Yeah, they'll start getting rambunctious. I'm like, hey, come here, we're gonna go pick up the gym. So you'll just see me walking around, look like a mama duck and her little babies walking around. They're just helping me do all this stuff. I mean, that's such a cool thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to connect with somebody, you know, in their mid to late 30s, or it's one thing to connect with a small child like that and have them be able to see like, oh, you know, that could be me one day. And it's just I don't know, it's just a different connection. And I'll always cherish that. Like I remember being that kid, right? So I will never big time anyone.
Absolutely.
Or, I remember being that kid watching, people like yourself and I on TV and wanting to be that person one day. So I want to ultimately give those kids the feeling of, yeah, dude, come check us out. And if you, bust your ass and do what you're supposed to do, you can be one of us.
Because they're going to remember that.
They are.
For the rest of their lives.
Yep. And they're always, they're going to remember whatever interaction you had with them.
They might not remember the moves you did, but they're going to remember that you gave them a hug, that you called them out, that you used to take care of them at the gym.
Yep,
like, they're going to remember that, which is amazing. And I always tell my students that, too. It's like, it's not always about the big moves. It's how you make the people feel.
Exactly.
But that was one big reason why I was kind of scared to transition to this new character that I have, because it's scary. Like I scared the crap out of these guys here, these grown men.
Yeah.
Because I do crazy very well. I'll tell you how I get into it. I'll tell you everything.
Let's hear it.
So I was scared. I'm like, man, I'm gonna be this really spooky, creepy. Like, these kids ain't gonna like me anymore. They're not gonna want to come up to me. So at first they're kind of freaked out. But then they're like, wait, no, this is cool. Because I remember we were out here, it was TSW, and there's this little blonde girl, and she's looking at me because, I'm doing got my makeup on and all this stuff, and like I'm tired, so I'm just like doing my creepy smile and stuff. I'm staring right at her, and she's just looking at me, and then she just waves, and I'm like, I just start mimicking her.
Yeah.
And she loves it so much. And so she went from scared to, oh my gosh, she's nice. And then she came up to me. And anytime I actually do start scaring a kid and they're next to me, I'll like go and whisper in their ear. And I'm like, I promise. Okay. I'll say, I promise if you're nice, I'll be a really good friend. Because that's my whole gimmick. Like, I want to be your friend.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was what I was afraid of. So I'm really glad that didn't happen. But getting in, so that actually, getting into character, that's something I actually wanted to ask you. Have you ever gotten stuck in character before, or went into it and you didn't even know you did?
So you give me anywhere between like 3 to 4 drinks, and Chase exits the room, and Bam Bam enters the room. So I have caught myself as Bam Bam.
You know what?
Several
that
times.
because we were at a signing or something?
Oh man, I knew you were going to bring.
Yeah, you started drinking, and I know the difference between Chase and Bam Bam. And so you started drinking, and you started becoming Bam Bam, even when the fans are walking away. And I'm like, you are so drunk. It was funny though.
It was a good time. But yeah, so that's when I would get myself into trouble, and because Bam Bam thinks he's a rock star. Bam Bam is a rock star. Chase is not.
A rock star.
Chase is not. So Chase does not need to try to cross over to that. We need to leave Bam Bam in the ring,
because that can get you in trouble.
It can, and it has.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
So yeah, we are working on that. But
oh man, oof.
So you have such a difference in your character from who you truly are as a person, from at least what I can see, right? So how was that for you, switching that? Because I like to believe, Bam Bam Malone is just Chase Malone turned up to 12, right? Yeah. How do you make that mental switch into that?
Believe it or not, it's not really a switch. So what it is, when I first started wrestling, the first 2 characters I had, I was the lovely Evelyn Carter. I was so annoying. That's actually when we met.
Yep, I remember that.
I had the long hair. I was like, and then when I started getting more muscular and bigger, then I became the Diamond Queen. Like, I could crush these people. But the thing is, I didn't come up with those characters. Those characters were given to me. Like, Jerry Bostick is the one who gave me the idea of the lovely Evelyn Carter, which, I played Snot very well because at the time I just finished being babysitter. I was a babysitter for so many years, or a nanny, I should say, because I nannied millionaire kids. And so I knew. Yeah,
you knew what snobby was.
I knew what snob was to a T. And so I was able to carry that into the Diamond Queen, Evelyn Carter, as well. And I just started thinking, like, man, there's so much you have to sacrifice in this, but I really want this because I came back after my knee surgery, came back wrestling, and I would be in Gorilla, and I would just immediately just want to be like, I want to go home.
Yeah,
I
let's
don't
get
even
this
wanna
over
do this.
with.
And I
Let's-
hate that feeling. I would much rather be nervous I'm about to piss myself than say, I just want to go home.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I was able to still put on good matches, but it was just so heartbreaking. And so when I found out I had to have a second knee surgery, I was like, you know what? This is my moment.
Which I do want to circle back to that too about the knee
Oh, that
surgeries,
is, ooh, that's a story. And so when the second knee surgery came around, I knew I wasn't going to be out as long, but I wanted to take this moment because like I told you earlier, I love character work. And so I wanted to take this moment to really transition to something I wanted
Okay.
from the ground up.
Yeah.
And so the way I did it was my final match that I had marked off for the year because it was like 2 weeks before my surgery. The final match I had, it was against C-Rex and Sue Young. So I was like, this is perfect. Okay, cool. Because I started, as I was wrestling in Dallas, I started kind of hinting at the end of my matches that I was kind of losing my mind a little
Starting
bit.
to kind of. Okay.
I started twitching. I started twitching and being like, what? Huh? Like, So yeah, I just started acting weird. And so it made people kind of go, what's going on? But then after that match, she blew that blood in my face. I lost my mind. There's a clip of it floating around, but I scared the crap out of everybody in that building. I really, the producer here told us to let us know if there's something you want to pull up. I really wish I could pull up that clip right now.
Do you know what it's on?
It's on, man, it's probably on my Instagram because I always post that stuff there. But anyway, I'll see if he can pull it up later in post. So
Okay, I would say, or he may be able to find your. But yeah, so keep going. So
anyway, so she blew the blood in my face. I freaked out, which honestly didn't take that much because it was actually pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
And
What do you know? What it was? What she actually used?
yeah, no, it was. I honestly have it. I just keep telling myself it was water, but it was thicker than water. I
almost wonder if it was like prop blood or
it's some kind of concoction she made. But when she spit in my face, the way I sold it, my mouth was wide open. A big old clot, a nice blood clot landed in my mouth. And I'm like, I like rolled off to the side. And I'm trying, don't throw up. I spit it out and I'm like, don't throw up, don't you dare. I lose my title that same night. Lose my mind. And it's so bad to the point to where I had to have 7 guys literally wrap me up and carry me out. I was kicking and screaming and losing my shit. And that evening I had a press release go out saying that I was care flighted from Arkansas to Terrell State and immediately admitted.
Oh, okay.
Because everyone knows what Terrell State is, especially if you're from this area. And that was the beginning of your favorite little psycho, Evelyn Carter. I went MIA on all my socials.
And I remember that because I didn't hear from you
Nobody
for quite some
did.
time.
I had people reach out to me. And
Hey, are you okay?
For wrestlers, I answered.
Yeah.
But everyone else, I didn't. I had people asking my mother if I'm okay. I had other wrestlers actually asking if I was okay because they thought it was real. Because I had privy to certain medical locations. I could take photos that looked like I was there. And just I was able to, and I got some of my friends involved in it to where they would post like, we visited her today, she's still not doing well, like prayers for her. And I so laid it on so thick, so many people believed it. And then I finally came back, and it was just the most liberating, incredible freaking feeling. Because so how I turn it on is that it's never off. Being crazy, I don't see it as being crazy. My character, she's enlightened. She is everything that you want to do to people, but the social norms tell you you can't.
Okay.
So if I want to act a certain way, I do it. If I want to start flirting with the pretty ring announcer, I do. I did it to Brittany here at TSW. She wasn't ready for it. If I want to crawl out the ring and go sit on someone and be like, oh, okay. Like, I can do that.
I mean, your possibilities are pretty endless.
Endless.
I mean, you can literally just think of something and do it on the fly.
Yeah. And then if I need to start getting mean, that's when it can get kind of scary. And that's when I really, because I also studied. I studied mental illness. I studied characters like that.
And that's what I wanted to say is like, first off, I commend you because that is awesome. You did a complete 180 on what you were before, and it's stuck. In my own personal opinion, it's working. But you took your time with it. You did everything right. You didn't rush anything. You didn't try to, you like you said, you studied, mental illnesses. Like you did all this stuff. You did everything properly. You had the social media game going. You had your friends in on it. You had people legit concerned for your well-being, and you just don't see that a lot anymore. Like it seems like people are so quick just to, I have a show this weekend, let me post a flyer, boom.
Yeah.
And that's their social media work. Yeah, I'm using air quotations. That's their social media work for the week.
Every promo I put out since then is basically cinematic.
Yeah.
Like, I even cut a promo when I was allowed to have visitors at the asylum. I went to Brookhaven Community College because one of the professors there, he was able to let me in when they weren't there. Filmed it. Oh my gosh, these promos. If you're listening right now and you can go check out these promos, do it. Because they're cinematic. Yeah. Every single one I've done since then has been cinematic. It's not just some like half-assed one. Like I put everything into it because I love this so much. And I take it seriously this way. Because if you're just gonna like go off half-cocked, then why even bother? Yeah. Why bother?
And I say the same thing because, I mean, APOC actually told me this. I know you're familiar with APOC, Adam Master. He told me this piece of advice, and it always stuck with me from, the very beginning when I broke in. But he told me, if you are not willing to pursue this to this highest level of your capabilities, now everybody's capabilities are different. But if you're not willing to pursue this to the highest level of your capabilities, you're wasting your time. Yep. And we don't get any younger. Nope. Our bodies don't feel much better. So if you were doing this as a hobby, I suggest go find another hobby.
That's a very expensive hobby.
It is a very expensive hobby. It's very rough on your body. It's going to be rough on your relationships. It's going to be rough with family life, with friends. I mean, gosh, we could get into a whole nother episode of podcast talking about all of that. But
I think that should be one of our next episodes. Is like sometimes we talk about the relationships and what happened because of wrestling. Because I go,
I have plenty of those too.
Oh man, yeah, it's so bad, but
it is so awesome to see. Like you put because I mean, from the time that you lost your title and you had all that happen, they flew you down to Terrell State. When was it when you debuted again, or I guess re-debuted?
So that was in September. I re-debuted in March. It was actually at Squirt Circle Pro. Okay. When I came back.
That's right. Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Because everyone was like so excited to see the new Evelyn. Because I not only changed my style, the way I talk, the way I walk, and all. I changed my move sets. Yeah. I changed the way I wrestled. Like I did not wrestle because also I lost a boatload of weight, so I couldn't really manhandle people that much anymore. But I completely changed the way I wrestle, and I've never gotten so many compliments before on that style. But going to SCP, which shout out to Rick, love that guy, he's amazing.
Oh, so I was just there this past Saturday. Yeah. And Rick, like through and through, I tell him every time, I'm like, dude, as long as I'm available, I will work for you.
Always.
Because he has always taken care of me. He's never done me wrong. Nope. And I've been working with him since 2018.
He goes above and beyond for everybody.
Very much so.
And I just love how seriously he takes women's wrestling. Like, because the most recent one, the one where I got hurt, we had that just all women's match the Friday night before. And then we had the women's battle royal. People were eating it up. And I'm like, I haven't seen this. And that was the first time that happened in Lubbock. And so it was just amazing. But yeah, Rick is he's incredible. And so that was, SCP was my debut match back. Unfortunately, I only got to wrestle for 4 more months before I had this elbow injury. But I don't need surgery for that one. I did completely rupture the UCL in my left elbow. Okay. But because I had absolutely no bone damage, no muscle damage, no tendon damage, I had nothing. It's literally just like, it just popped. Okay. And so and as soon as it happened, I was holding on to this arm. Yeah. And I held just like this.
Was it in the match?
Oh yeah, it was near the end of the match. We were still able to finish the match the way we were supposed to. Thank God. The only thing that didn't happen is I didn't get to do my cool moves. Yeah, but whatever. I don't care. And so finish it, and I'm holding on to my arm. Got it bent because I'm not extending this arm whatsoever. I immediately thought it was dislocated. Yeah. And so, but like I could feel and everything, and I'm like, Anyway, Morgan, Branch, and I, we went to the ER immediately after, took x-rays, did all that stuff, saw that there was no damage. So I'm like, this has got to be a ligament. Oh my God, it's got to be a ligament. Went to Scotland the week after because I was not missing that.
Yeah.
And came back, saw a specialist here. He took an MRI and saw it was completely ruptured. But because I took care of it so well, and I didn't, like, just naturally, I just knew what to do. And because I do have some personal training experience, so I naturally knew how to take care of myself before the professionals told me. And because I did that, my ligament was actually able to start reattaching
That's
itself.
insane. That's crazy.
I've never heard of that
So I guess it
happening.
just popped, but still stayed.
It was so close
Yeah,
to it.
so it was
my
able to
bones
slowly
were in
grow.
perfect alignment.
Okay.
And so again, no damage. My bones were in perfect alignment the whole time. So honestly, I don't even think it got dislocated because
Yeah.
you can have bone bruising when you pop a ligament without dislocating. It happened in my knee, and I know. And so yeah, it just. The doctor said, you know what? No, we can fix this without surgery. So just keep it locked in for 4 more weeks. And I just got done meeting with him last Wednesday. You can see I ain't got no brace on.
Yeah.
I can straighten it. Like, it still hurts.
Yeah.
But I started PT today, and I don't need surgery. And I'm just getting that full range and that strength back, and I'll be ready to go.
So have they given you a timeline on when you can come back?
I'm going to say December.
Oh, okay. So we're almost there.
Because
Yeah.
originally he was worried. He thought it was going to have to be. Shout out to Dr. Klein. He's amazing. He was really worried that it was going to take about 6 months for me to get back. But then when he saw me at this past Wednesday appointment, I've never had a doctor say they were so proud of me. But he looked at it and he's like, I can't even tell that arm's messed up.
Oh, that's awesome.
And like, there's still some limited range of motion, but he's moving it. I'm rotating, all that stuff. And he looks at me, he's like, I am very proud of you and the way you took care of your arm, because not a lot of people do that. And because you did this, you'll probably be back in like 4 months.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm just like, you said you're proud of me?
Thanks, Doc.
Thanks, Doc. And what was so funny is that as he was testing my strength, he wasn't ready for it. And so I pushed him.
He's like, whoa.
Just a little bit. But he got so excited when that happened. Because I didn't lose a lot of strength. So, yeah, he was really happy about that.
And so, like, I separated my shoulder this past April.
I'm very
And,
lucky. I've never had shoulder injury. Where's the wood?
The table's close enough. It'll work. So this was my first, I guess kind of big one with the shoulder. Dude, I took an arm drag. That's all I did.
Yeah.
Took an arm drag and just didn't get over quite all the way. So I kind of came down on top of my shoulder instead of rolling all the way.
Because you're stretched out.
Yep.
You put some weight on it just right.
Yep, just right. And I felt it pop. And I felt a crunch, and I was like, okay, that's weird. And we're towards the beginning of the match here. So I get up, and I kind of move around, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to be okay. I go to lock up with him next time. I instantly know, like, hey, you were not okay. So we finished the match. We pretty much just skip everything, go directly to the go home. We get out of there, roll out. I'm in Arkansas, so now I have to drive 6 hours home with a separated shoulder. I get home and I'm by myself, so it's not like I rode with anybody up there or anything like that. So come back, there's a little bit of swelling, but newsflash, I'm an independent professional wrestler. I don't have health care. I don't have insurance. So but I am a personal trainer. I'm not a physical therapist, but I know a little bit enough to kind of cross over. And so immediately, I gave it a day or two to let the swelling come down, and then immediately just started doing physical therapy on my own. And, I don't know the degree of the separation it was. I still had full range of motion.
Yeah.
Even after it happened. So it wasn't a severe separation.
Probably just a strain then. Like it pulled it, but like it seems right.
Yeah,
well,
it's okay.
How are you feeling now?
If I had to choose, it's probably 80%.
Okay.
Now, which
but
is
getting better.
Leaps, yes, and it is, and I'm getting stronger, and it's getting better. But I've said this before, like if you step into any locker room, there is nobody in that locker room who is going to tell you, yeah, I'm 100%. I feel great.
Nope.
We are all dealing with something. And I don't know if that's something that, a lot of fans even realize is the bumps, the bruises, the injuries that we go out there and still perform with.
Yeah.
And you just had to put it in the back of your mind. And hey, I mean, adrenaline's a hell of a drug.
Thank God.
And it'll get you through a lot. But, I mean, sitting here right now, my left foot's going numb.
Yeah, we're having to move around like
yeah, I'm trying to, And it's getting to the point now where, like, the wrestling isn't even the hard part. It's the car rides after.
It really is, isn't it? Oh, my God. Especially, like, when it's so dark and you're just like, no, I can't do it. And I have a little bit of, like, PTSD when it comes to trusting other people to drive. And so if I'm falling asleep and then I feel just slight braking, I jerk up. And I'm just like, oh, crap.
Yeah, I can't. There's maybe two people in this world. My dad and I guess probably my mother. Those are only two people I would trust to drive.
Yeah, the only two people I would trust.
Yep. My mom and dad. Outside of that, it's really I can't sleep, and so I just choose to drive.
Yeah.
Because I'm either going to be miserably sleepy in the passenger seat, but if I'm engaged in doing something, like I've never, again, knock on wood, I've never fallen asleep at the wheel. I've never done, anything like that. So I much rather be driving than riding along.
So what's your go-to way of making that time pass?
Podcast.
Yes. Okay. What podcast do you listen to?
So I am a absolute nerd when it comes to motocross, so like dirt bike racing.
Okay.
That is my jam. That is my favorite sport. That is my NFL. Like, that's my football. So, like, the professional level of motocross and supercross racing, that's what I keep up with the most. So there is a 6-hour podcast that comes out every Monday. It's basically like a talk radio show. It's called Pulp MX. But so I will listen to that entire 6 hours either on my drive, or I'll listen to it while I'm doing cardio throughout the week, because I do 40 minutes of stairs every day. So I'll watch that 6-hour show in chunks of 40 minutes all throughout the week.
It's something about podcasts that just makes it go by so much faster.
I think it's just the engagement.
Super engaged, yeah.
The engagement, and like you can almost... I mean, I probably seem like a crazy person, but I will talk back and forth with the podcast at times to stay awake.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like you just said, I can't believe you just said that, you almost imagine as if you're in the room with whoever it is, and it just helps keep you awake.
It really does.
keeps you more engaged. But yeah, podcast.
You learn a lot about people once you figure out what kind of podcast they listen to.
What do you normally listen to?
So my go-to always, anytime, is this lady. Her name is Bailey Sarian.
Okay.
She is so funny and she's so pretty. But I became aware of her during COVID because her little snippets of her videos kept coming up on my on my trends and stuff on Facebook, and I'm like, this chick's actually pretty cool. So the show she had at the time was called Murder, Mystery, and Makeup.
Okay.
And so she would literally just be doing her makeup for the day or just being super glamorous. And I don't wear a lot of makeup, but I love watching people put makeup on. I don't know why. And so like I'm watching her put on this makeup and she's doing it so well. And she's telling me about these murder mysteries. So I'm like, this is my two favorite things here. Okay. And she's so engaging. She studies everything and she puts it over so well. And her channel has just blown up since then. So you have Murder, Mystery, and Makeup. And then she started this Dark History, which I lost my mind over because she goes into the parts of history that you don't typically know about. Yeah. And because, a lot of people say, and I'm basically quoting her when I say this, like a lot of people say that history is boring. Like, is it really boring? And she's like, no, it's not, because I find out things. Like Are
you a big history person?
I am when it's weird.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but like I learned about random stuff like the Triangle Waist Shirt Factory fire that made it to where you need emergency exit doors unblocked in every building.
Oh, wow.
Like that's the reason. I learned about Kellogg's cereal. I learned about Jefferson, who is a psycho.
You just learned, okay.
Everything. It's so good. And I'm getting so animated right now just because I love that creepy stuff. And I feel like that's another reason why I got so excited to change into my wrestling character, because I love creepy and I love it. I love ghost hunting anytime I can. I love the supernatural. And it's just, so her podcasts are just the absolute best at keeping me awake because she's really funny too.
So you said ghost hunting. Have you ever done like a haunted ghost tour or anything like that?
Let me tell you something. So there's actually this group of ladies out in Terrell. they do ghost tours because I never knew Terrell apparently is haunted as crap. And so
I've always heard
it is.
And of course with the Terrell State like hospital, like you hear, different things about that or whatever.
But it's not even just
the
that.
town of Terrell itself, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the thing when it comes to ghosts, they're charged by energies. That's why typically people say, by running water or railroads, that's where, they kind of get charged up on that. And Main Street, Terrell, Moore Avenue runs right next to a track. And it's still active. So many haunted places. As I'm talking, I'm going to try and pull up a picture. So I actually caught something.
Okay.
And so... Again, it's Terrell Ghost Tours, and there's also a lady, her name is Lori Blair. She teaches tarot reading.
Okay.
And
see if you can send that to Logan. He'll get it up on the monitors.
Oh yeah, it's gonna take a while for that to. I'll find it. But so I did this ghost tour with this group of ladies. It was incredible. I had so much fun, and I learned so much about tarot. Like they don't god it up. They don't make it dumb. Basically,
Basically just telling the facts how it is, pretty much.
And they honestly do try. Like they explain because they love debunking things, and that's why I like them too. So they love debunking, and it makes it so much easier to trust them when they pull stuff up.
Yeah.
So actually, here, I'm going to show you this. So this is a before. Swipe and look right there.
All right, so I'm checking this out before. Oh, dude, there's 1,000% something there.
And that was the picture of a building.
No way.
It used to be a hospital, and that legit looks like one of the female apparitions that people say they see. Yeah.
That's clear as day. Yeah.
For real.
Okay, yeah. See if you can. We need to get that.
I did. I
pulled up.
sent it
You
in the
did?
group chat.
Okay.
So, because y'all need to see it. I need to send him the before too, though, so that way you can see by comparison. Because like I'm not someone who's just like, oh, I see this, da da da. Like no, no. So Terrell Ghost Tours, incredible.
Yeah.
Now with that, I'm going to tie this into wrestling. Okay.
Okay.
So I went down to Mr. Producer Man. I just sent you over the before and after. There is a ghost in the top right corner. I don't think he can hear me. So
he's like, yeah, I'll get it.
Right. He's going to get these pictures like, what's this crap? It's a window?
He's going to get him 3 hours from now. Some haunted lady in the window.
Right. And so I went down to San Antonio because, bless her heart, she's amazing. Jazz. She's got her school down there. She invited me to go down and train with her. And Randy was able to help me hook me up with it. And so that helped a lot because I didn't just want to go down there for a day. I want to stay for a week. So I go down there, I train with them for a week, and I stayed in the Menger or Manger. Okay, there's the picture.
Here we go.
Yeah,
okay.
There's the picture. So in that top right window, you see the image of something. And when I always take multiple pictures just so I can see if it wouldn't be there. And then there's also the before picture that I sent too, where you don't see that figure there. And so as he's finagling with that,
what building was that in
that
Terrell?
used to be the original hospital, not Terrell State.
Okay.
So that used to be the hospital for typical health
normal
issues. Normal hospital. Yeah. But it's currently going under construction, so spirits are kind of they're kind of waking up.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they're freaking out because it's under construction. So in San Antonio, there's this hotel called the Menger or Manger. Don't come at me. And it's literally a stone's throw away from the Alamo. And the Menger is known for being haunted. And because Randy's always known that I love spooky stuff. And so he's like, I'm going to get you in this hotel and it's haunted. I'm like, yes, say less. And so get to the hotel. Beautiful hotel. Oh my God. And the staff was so nice, so helpful. I go up to my room. I'm in the Victorian section, which I'm obsessed with, by the way. I love that era. I'm in the Victorian section, which is the most haunted area. And
I feel like it has to be, right? Like if it's the Victorian section, it has to be the most haunted.
And it's the most haunted because it's the area that had the least construction done on it, so it was more original.
Okay.
And so that's the area I'm staying in. So I'm like, yes, this is going to be amazing. And I am very sensitive. I'm not going to get into things like, I'm not going to get into the details, but I'm very sensitive. And you could just feel that the energy was different. So I'm like, this is going to be fun. It's like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm already feeling this. What? And so that evening, lay down, go to bed. I'm tired. I just drove. And I feel, again, I didn't know this could be a thing either, but I was just on the verge of falling asleep and I felt my cat jump up on the bed with me. And I remember thinking, oh, Hades, wait, I'm not home.
Oh, no, you didn't have your cat with you.
I thought I was back home because I was like, I was about to go to sleep and I felt Hades. And I'm like, wait, I'm not home. Hades isn't here. But I felt a cat crawl on me. And I didn't know like ghost pets was a thing.
Oh, no.
And so felt that. Oh, it gets better.
Oh, man.
So felt that the first night. And then the second day, I went down in their little workout room, which was right next to this bar where Teddy Roosevelt was known to gather his Rough Riders when they were drunk. That's how he would kind of like get them in, like, oh, you want to fight for your country? Yeah, come on.
We'll get y'all liquored up first. Come on, y'all.
And then they meet them the next day and they're all hungover. Like
oh,
here.
Man, why did we agree to this shit?
And so I was working out in this little gym. And when I say little, I mean little.
Little.
It was like cut this room in half and then just put it next to it. It was just long and narrow.
Yeah.
So I worked with what I had. And all that stuff. I'm doing dumbbell RDLs, and I'm getting nice and low, and it's to the point to where I'm bent over, and I see someone walk past, and I drop my weights because I thought it was an employee because it was really nice shoes. It was black shoes with blue pants, and so I'm like, I dropped my weights, and I was gonna say, oh hey, how's it going?
Nothing.
No one's there, and I'm like. And so I'm looking around. I'm like, there's no curtains. There's no pool for a reflection. It was dark blue. It was black shoes. There's no reflective surfaces it could have been. Even by the door, there's nothing. And I'm like, dang, I really just saw another ghost. But blue pants, black shoes, what the heck? And so I finished my workout, hang a left. I walk right in front of the bar, and they have war memorabilia of a uniform, blue pants, black shoes.
Oh, no way.
And I immediately looked at that. I'm like, yes.
Oh, that is so cool.
And like, I'm getting goosebumps right now because like that was the first time, because that was before the picture I took. That was the first time I saw something. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just incredible. So if you have a chance to go there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm going to suggest you do.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was a good time. And I got to train with Jazz and I got to train with her soon. I really, like, of course, it was the 1 week that Misty Marks didn't train because she was, I don't know, she was doing something. And I'm like, girl, the 1 week I get there, you're
not there.
You disappear on me. But yeah, have a great time, learn a lot, always do with them. That's why I absolutely love Rodney and Jazz.
Oh, Rodney and Jazz are absolute best. And I've been lucky enough to be around them pretty much my whole career. So, you know, having them at pretty much every stage of my career, to have them by my side is awesome. But I wanted to tell you a quick story real quick.
Okay.
This is, I guess, probably the closest to a supernatural thing that I've had happen.
Okay.
I have done a few ghost tours. Real quick side story for a friend of mine's birthday. I think it was her 15th or 16th birthday. Her parents rented us a limo and it drove us to Dallas and we did a ghost tour.
Okay.
Well, part of the tour was set up in a haunted house. It was October, so it was set up for a scary haunted house, but we were coming in after everything was done. So they're like, hey, you know, like nothing's turned on. It's just decorations, you know, yada, yada, yada. So we're walking through this, I don't even know where. It was somewhere in like actual downtown Dallas. And I kid you not, dude, we turn a corner and all of a sudden this skeleton that's hanging up at the wall just comes swinging past us. There's a loud scream and strobes everywhere.
Oh, no.
And they told us specifically beforehand everything was turned off before we even got into the building. And I could tell it actually scared the hell out of the person who was leading the tour as well.
My gosh.
So I knew we weren't getting set up. I knew that, you know, it was just pure accident. Somebody forgot to turn something off. But no, I have a younger brother. He's 5 years younger than me, Caden. So he would have been maybe 4 or 5 years old at this point. And, you know, you always hear that children are able to see spirits that adults aren't. And whether that's, you know, they don't know not to believe or they still believe, whatever reason why, you always hear that.
Right.
Well, so my mom is walking past his room and she hears my younger brother just talking to himself. And, you know, normally at 3 or 4 years old, kids do talk to themselves. It's not that big of a deal.
Right. I did all the time.
But I know, and I still do it 20 years. So as my mom's walking past his room, she hears him go, oh, yeah, that's my mom. And she stops and she kind of turns and she looks back into his room, and his name's Caden. And she goes, Caden, baby, who are you talking to? And he goes, oh, the man in the black hat. And she was like, the man in the black hat? And he was like, yeah, he lives in the attic, Mom. You didn't know about the man in the black hat?
Oh, no.
Well, my great-grandfather used to always wear a black top hat.
What's up, Gramps?
And so we like to believe that was just my great-great-grandfather that was, just
That's
chilling,
kinda
coming to check in on us.
That's sweet.
Yep.
I love that.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely believe in the supernatural. I've had several different things. I had a cousin pass away when I was 6. I was 5. She was 6. She passed away in a fire. And I always had this little jukebox toy that she would play with. And my mom was asleep one night, and this is after she had already passed away. Well, she could hear the jukebox toy playing in my room.
Okay.
So she gets up, comes and walks into my room. I'm sound asleep. And she's like, okay. Goes, lays back down. Here's the jukebox toy going again. And I think it played Mary Had a Little Lamb. So you hear, Mary Had a Little Lamb. Ugh. Imagine hearing that at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So then my mom gets up and she goes and takes the batteries out of this jukebox. And I kid you not, dude, she laid right back down. And about 10, 15 minutes later, it plays one more time. Yep. And my cousin Natalie, her name was Natalie. My mom just sat up in bed and just said, Natalie, that's enough. It's time to go to sleep. And never once again.
Oh, my God.
No.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think we'll ever fully, we'll never be able to fully grasp the realm of, the supernatural and whatever is out there. But I don't know. I believe if you don't believe, or if you just think there's no way there's anything out there like that, then I just don't see how you could possibly believe.
That's too
that way.
boring, first of all. Like, you're telling me this is all it is?
Yeah.
I have to pay money to the government and get taxed, like, as soon as I turn an adult, and that's it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, in this economy, sir, I can't even afford to eat. You're telling me that I have to go through life like this, and there's nothing spicy about it?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yep.
I refuse. So
Absolutely.
I have to make it fun. Or I would lose my mind. And then there are people out there that, they don't believe in it, so whatever.
Now, are you a fan of haunted houses? Like, like the fun kind of haunted houses?
So every year, a group of the guys over at SOAR and the OIWA, we get together, we go to a haunted house, go to dark hour. I love it because, like I told you,
too.
I don't like the idea of haunted houses because I don't like it when people try to intentionally scare me.
Yeah.
But because my response is freeze, I don't get scared. So like
necessarily, I guess you don't react, right?
I don't jump. I don't scream.
You're
nothing.
just kind of frozen.
I'm smiling because
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is awesome.
Uh-huh.
Like I was at dark hour. They had this giant.
I don't think I've ever been to that one.
Pretty
Where's that
good.
one at?
Pretty good. Oh God, Plano.
Okay.
Plano, but like this big old thing with spiky hands. It like reached out to me. The spike like barely grazed my nose. I'm just like. I'm just smiling at it, and they hate people like that. But sorry, Dante, I'm going to call you out. Dante Smiley was right in front of me, and he's so jumpy. And I'm like, I'm either going to get punched in the face or this is going to be fantastic. I'm going to take that risk. And so I grab the back of his leg, and he freaks out. It was the best thing ever. I'm like, what? I risked it for that biscuit, and it was delicious. It was fantastic.
I don't know if you had ever been to. Have you ever heard of the place? I think it's still there. It was called Reindeer Manor. It was in Red Oak.
I've heard of that. Yeah. I've never been, but I've heard of it.
So this was my favorite place. I want to say they moved locations probably a year, maybe 2 years ago. But the original location where they were at, like my parents used to go in high school. Like it had been there forever. Well, when you get there, you park out in a field. And they come pick you up on a hayride. Okay. And I just think that is the coolest thing ever, right?
Awesome.
Just taking a hayride into a haunted house. Like
Right.
that should be necessary at every single haunted house.
That's awesome.
Typically they give you the rundown right before you go into the house to say, just to let you know, actors aren't going to touch you, so please do not touch them, give them space.
Okay.
Well, they let you know that the actors will touch you, and they are that they're more than likely going to touch you to please not freak out and to please not retaliate.
Okay, yeah, now I remember that.
Okay.
Now I remember hearing it.
Now, the very first room, and I'm sorry if I'm spoiling this for anybody, but the very first room you walk into, this one freaked me out. I'm not claustrophobic. I'm not anything like that, but this one legit freaked me out. You walk into a small space. It's maybe the size of this table is like the size of the room, and you are cram packed in there. All of a sudden, lights shut off, and you hear like a hydraulic press, like a.
Oh my God, is the room closing in?
We're like, what the fuck? What is going on? I reach up and I feel the ceiling. The ceiling is coming down. So we all think, we can push the ceiling up, right?
No.
As soon as we try to push the ceiling up, it comes down faster. So it gets us down to our hands and knees. And finally stops and then slowly raises back up. And it does the welcome to Reindeer Manor whole thing. And I was like, okay, I'm in for it. And that was the scariest haunted house I've ever been to. They had like 3 or 4 haunted houses on the site there. Every single one was incredible.
Gosh, yeah, no, I can't do the ones where they touch you. You know what? I actually do remember one of the first promotional things we did for TSW. It was on that haunted house farm, and you wanted to go in there, and I was going to go in there with you, but I was just on that verge of kind of recovering from my knee, and the last thing I needed to do was try to run in the dark. So I was like, man, I really want to, but I can't. But that was actually fun. I do remember that.
Did you ever go to Thrillvania in Terrell?
Of course I did.
That was the very first haunted house I ever went to.
Never mind the fact that it was based on a not true story, but it was based on a true story. The whole thing with the Thrillvania, and I'm obsessed with werewolves. Like, that's my favorite cryptid. And so, like, just fine, because back in the day, it was nothing but werewolves. Now I think it's more with also clowns and other things, which is like, whatever.
Well, they have like a full-blown clown house.
Yeah,
and
they do now.
over there now.
I haven't been there since I was 12. I think last time I was there, I was 12 years old. I haven't been there since. Kind of want to go back there this year. That'd actually be pretty fun. Might take my goddaughter.
That'd be fun. Hey, well, if you're in, I'm in. We'll make a whole after the 3 count. We'll take a group field trip to Thrillvania.
Yes, let's do it. Oh my goodness, I've got so many more ghost stories. So many more, but this is gonna be the last ghost story I tell you, and then we can talk about something else. I also don't know how much more time we have, but anyway, it's over an hour.
Yeah, we'll probably wrap it up here soon.
It's fine, but I mean, this is what our podcast is all about. Yeah, we talk about wrestling, but we're going to talk about other things too. So that way we can let the people know, like, who we are.
And we are, I mean, and that's the big thing. Like, we're so much more than just wrestlers. And I feel like that's all that gets portrayed. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I love being a wrestler, but I'm not only Bam Bam Malone.
Right.
And so it's nice to kind of peel back those layers.
Yeah. It makes you more human. And you hope that makes fans humanize you more, so that way they feel a little more bad for you when you take a bump and it hurts real bad, or hopefully they don't spit a freaking loogie on you,
or try to grab your ass and come give you a kiss on the mouth.
Oh God!
Hey, listen, fans, stop being creeps.
For real, like, stop it. Like, I will bust out a ruler and I will just smack you. Stop. I mean, there's probably a kink for that, so I probably don't want to do that. Anyway.
So you said you had another ghost story for me.
Yeah, this will be my final ghost story, and then we can go ahead and wrap it up. It's already been over an hour, but I'll try to make it short and sweet. So out in East Texas, my boyfriend has some property, and we'll go out there every now and then just to make sure it's good. It's not entirely livable. So
where at in East Texas?
Karnak.
Okay.
Literally the city next to Marshall. It's just outside of Marshall. It is right on Caddo Lake.
Okay. My parents live in Hawkins, if you know where that is. Lake Hawkins.
Okay. Yep.
Out east towards that general direction.
Got you. But yeah, it's super close to the Louisiana border, which is dope because you get that ecosystem, so it's swamps and all this stuff. But I didn't even know that apparently the most haunted road is in Karnak, Stagecoach Road.
Yes, I have heard about this.
And go.
Okay.
I will show you another picture. I'm just showing you all these ghost pictures. But so I heard about Stagecoach Road. Again, I don't know how it came up on my feed, but it did. And the whole thing is that it's an 8-mile stretch. Very little of it is paved, but the majority in the middle, it's still dirt one way. Like, you can only go down it one way. It's still the Stagecoach Road. It's the original.
Okay, that is super cool.
It's so cool because, like, again, I love history too. So getting to see all that is just dope.
Yeah.
And so I go to, and my boyfriend, he is not into the spooky scary at all.
That's what I was going to ask. Is he
No.
as in no?
No, not at all. Because one, he believes in it.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't want to associate with it, which is fine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to make you do something you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And so the whole thing with Stagecoach Road is that they say if you stop at this specific point, which is kind of near the beginning, if you stop, shut everything off, and just kind of chill, you'll feel your vehicle start to shake. Kind of like how you hear like baby powder handprints on the truck and all this stuff. So
I
I'm
did
like,
that. I got that one for after you. Yep, after this one.
and so we stop. We don't put anything on the truck. I'm in my grandfather's old truck, which is kind of nostalgic to drive. And I've got one of my friends who's also one of my wrestling students, Taylor. He's next to me. He loves the spooky scary. So it was like 10 o'clock at night because I got not really bedtime. I ain't being out here at midnight. So we're there. We're in the truck. We turn off the lights and everything. Oh, my God. Pitch black. You couldn't see jack. And I'm just like, what I get myself into. But I'm not afraid. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if things just doesn't scare me anymore or what. That's criminal. So we're sitting there with everything, and immediately we stopped a total of 4 times on this road. Each time got worse and worse. Immediately, we felt like someone was watching us. Classic, right? But then we felt like a bunch of people were closing in on the truck. But what was weird is that we both weren't talking to each other, but we would say things at the same time. Just things that would random, because he's sensitive as well. And so we would randomly pop up and say, and we would say like, I feel like they're warning us. And he says, I feel like they're trying to care for us. Like we both collectively felt like they're kind of coaxing us to not continue.
Yeah, like, hey, stop.
Yeah. And so, and then next thing you know, I feel someone jump in the bed of the truck. And I'm like,
no
and it
way.
even shook, very slight, but
Yeah.
you feel, trucks can be sensitive. So you feel that thing. Taylor felt it too. And I'm just like, man, that was wild. All right, let's turn this back on. Keep going.
Yep.
We stopped the second time. Pitch black. At this point, we are in the road. Like it is erosion like no other. You got trees all the way up here because, over time, the erosion makes the road go down and down and down. So you got like 8 foot of nothing but dirt and then the trees.
Yeah.
So it's really enclosed. So if you're claustrophobic, don't go.
Yeah.
But we were there, shut off the lights, turned everything off, and whatever. We felt it again. Nothing at first, but then we felt something watching us, closing in. This time, we felt anger. We felt like, you need to get the hell out of here. We felt, he started getting a sharp headache. And I don't get affected like that entirely, but we could both feel that, okay, now they're really telling us not to continue. But by this time, we're so deep down the road.
Like we're gonna continue.
Well, we're going to continue. And also, you can't turn around. It's literally that narrow.
Yeah.
It's that narrow. And it's just like, cool. So turn the lights back on. And, oh no, yeah, it was at this point where I did see something. I was turning the truck back on. So, of course, got the brake lights, the red lights in the back. In my rear view, or in my side mirror here, I saw something kind of like do a very slow juke coming up to the mirror. And so I
dude, that just gave me instant goosebumps.
yes,
Ugh.
a slow juke. And so I stayed calm, turned the light on, rolled up the window. Because I was a dummy, and I got out of the truck, and I'm like, I'm half in the truck, half out of the truck, trying to take some pictures. I took some pictures, didn't really see anything.
Yeah.
But saw that. And so I'm just like, window roll up, slow as hell window roll up. Turn the truck back on, keep going. Third time we did, same thing. Enclosed, you really need to get the fuck out of here. And we're just like, okay, fine. Okay, we're done.
Yeah.
We're done. Because this was it. We felt the truck shake again, this time a little more violently. We're like, okay, we're done.
Yeah, we're taking the warning.
Yeah, because his head started really hurting. And
Yeah.
I'm like, we're done. And so we go, continuing on. And we get to the point where it's starting to get gravel, it's starting to get wider. So, and plus we also had a truck behind us, and we're like, and Taylor's a black man, and we're out in East Texas in the boonies. I'm like, okay, we can't be careful. Like, I'm gonna take care of you, sir.
Yeah,
I promise.
we got to get out of here. Sorry, buddy.
And so, but thankfully we're driving down, and he like turns right. We're starting, and there are people that actually have freaking houses down this road. Very little, but they do. Anyway, I would love to live there.
As it's telling you to get the hell out.
As it's telling me to leave, I'm gonna make a home here. A typical colonizer white person. And the road's getting wider. It's more paved. And so that's the handprint.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
But I will tell you the story behind that handprint, because originally when I felt someone enter the back of the truck, it was to my back right. So that is passenger back left.
Okay.
And so I'll tell you how that came about.
Yeah.
So we're at the end. We go over this like kind of concrete bridge. It's not like an old rickety bridge. We go across this bridge, this industrial looking bridge. And right when we get past the small creek, it was just very small, Taylor said, stop. So I braked. I'm like, do you want me to back up? He said no. So you have the creek, you have the bridge, we're stopped right there. We roll the windows down a little bit. Like, we did it like that much every time we stopped. And we're sitting there listening. We don't feel a bunch of people coming in. We feel one specifically.
Dude, that's almost scarier.
It gets worse. He feels someone watching him directly.
Ooh.
And he doesn't tell me where it is. He just says, I feel like someone's watching me. And I told him, I feel someone in my back right. And he's like, that's the side that I feel it on. So in the back right, near that handprint, is where we felt it. And we're feeling it, and it's literally trying to coax us out of the truck. It's very warm energy, very friendly. And I even thought for a second, kind of want to get out of the truck, but I didn't. Thank God I didn't. So as soon as I'm like, I'm not going to get out of the truck. I didn't say this out loud, but when I did, I said this at the same time Taylor said this. I said, wait, this feels mischievous. And then at the same time I said that, he said, this feels like a demon. This feels negative. As soon as we called it out, the worst feeling overcame both of us. Suddenly we felt like we were in danger. We both got scared. He started feeling sick, and you could feel that
Just the energy.
someone was coming up on that side of the truck. You could feel it. It's like they were coming back and forth and back and forth. And again, I'm not going to get into details about my own past and what I can do, but spirits don't bother me so much to a point to where, like, if I focus enough, it can get to the point where they can't really come near us.
Okay.
So this thing's trying to come in. It's almost like there's like a protective bubble,
Almost
around
like a
the truck.
barrier put up, right?
And so this thing's trying to come in, like it's trying to come through. Taylor's feeling worse and worse. And so finally, I roll my window down more and I start yelling at it. And I start saying very demandingly, you will not enter this truck. You will not follow us home. You will let go of Taylor. You are not allowed to follow us home. You back off. And I said very angry, very stern, very straightforward. As soon as I did, it backed off. Taylor's headache went away. We took off. And then the very next morning, when we were packing up to leave, that's when I saw that picture.
That's insane.
So, of course, I tell my best friend Destiny this, and now she's like, I want to go.
I want to go. I want to go.
And I'm like, look, okay, yes, I will, but I'm just telling you, I don't know if I want to do that bridge experience again, because ultimately, at the end of the day, when I really think about what it felt like some, like classic, some dipshit kid, sorry, children who's watching me right now. So it feels like some kid probably took a Ouija board over there and tried to summon some spirits, because, it's Stagecoach. And so it feels like that entity did not belong there.
Yeah.
Someone put it there. And typically I'm learning that whatever will come to my mind first about a situation, it's what's happened. And so I'm like, yeah, something put that there. Talked with my friend afterwards. We were really excited because it was like, we weren't expecting all of that. And then the picture, the handprint, palm print was just icing on the cake. And there was more than just that one. There was another one. So that was the clearest day one on the negative side of the truck, where it was the bed of the truck. You could see there was a palm print on like the corner, like someone's trying to get in.
Oh, dude.
So it was so dope. And it stayed there for a good minute. And the fact that it was the red dust from the road too was wild to me. Like, because we didn't put baby powder or anything on it.
You could just see from the dust. I'm sure just
a
from
red
driving
dust
down the,
print. Oh my God, it was so good.
So what is this place called again? I'm going to have to make note of it.
I'm going to have to send you coordinates, because I literally had to go on Google Maps and visually try to navigate.
Figure it out where it is. Okay.
Yeah, because no one's really clear about where it is. They're like, it's literally, you make a left at this church and you go down this road and then like you stop here. It's like, bro. So I actually pinpointed 3 different points of the road so you could see how to get through it. So
Gotcha.
I'm going to send you those coordinates.
Yeah, I will definitely take that.
But yeah, so if you're into the ghost hunting, definitely go down Stagecoach Road. Don't go all at once. Be respectful. And if something tells you to leave, just leave.
Yep. If something tells you to leave, turn around and leave.
Don't stop at the bridge. Okay, that is the last ghost story I'm going to tell for now. Anyway, what was yours you wanted to wrap up with?
Oh, not nearly as exciting as that, but we did the when I was a child growing up, we did this. The San Antonio is where the railroad track is, where apparently the school bus was hit by a train.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So if you pull up, put the car in neutral, you'll start to roll back a little, and then you'll feel it almost pick up.
Yeah.
And move forward.
Like it's pushing you.
And so we've done it. And of course, you've heard of people putting baby powder on the bumper and everything. And of course, they say that it looks like the road is going uphill, but actually it's going downhill.
Yeah, that
and
visual weird crap.
Yeah. So, but regardless, it was really cool. I got to do it as a kid. And so, yeah, I'm all about the supernatural and do it. So I am 1,000% going to go check out this road.
Oh my gosh!
And hopefully I can come back to tell everybody. Tell everybody about it.
Next time you got to wrestle somewhere in Arkansas, like it cuts right there. You can just swing by Karnak for a day.
Yep. Well, Ash, I think we're about wrapped up for the day.
That's wild that this much time passed.
Yeah. We've been talking for almost an hour and a half now, close to it.
Yep. Hopefully it was entertaining for people who are listening.
And we will definitely be back to talk more spookiness, and I think we're going to talk about relationships and all that fun stuff next time.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, guys, my name is Chase Malone. I've been joined with Ashley. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to After the 3 Count, and we will see you next time.
Bye.